Orphan Black. This is episode 10 of season 3. It's the finale of Orphan Black, and it's titled History Yet to Be Written. Let's do it.
The Nealon gives us the opportunity at self-directed.
Oh, Linky. Seems so long ago your head got blown off.
They told me that I could help save Mark.
I hate Gracie.
She needs to wear a contact that makes it a little bit wonky.
And she's of a wonk eye.
What are the symbols?
Oh, those are the symbols from the book. I wonder how much back to good she's gonna get.
Yeah.
She's already sounding better.
Yeah. She's not saying corn cob.
She's not saying corn cob.
Gives me a Saw feeling.
Yeah. The little Saw clown's gonna come out on his tricycle. Be like, dig behind your eye for a key. Okay, let me see the eye.
It's gonna be state of the art, so it's just gonna be her eye. Oh no, it's gonna be an
awesome.
eye!
Bionic eye.
That's better than I expected.
That is like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. with the eye that goes.
Oh my god. Oh, that's creepy.
Now all the Rachel Duncan cosplayers are like, I have to get a
You
contact.
gotta buy a contact. Where you buy a contact like that?
Art's finally back.
Well, I do what I can for the sisters.
Hmm?
You know that.
Art's such a good guy.
I hope he comes to Comic-Con.
I love her mom.
I like that they have his character bigger.
I know, Scotty. I didn't
just
think he'd be that big in the show, but I love it.
He's adorable. Oh, motor skills are gone. Who's he?
I'm fine.
He's that one dude.
Got
Set up Paul, yeah.
How much he appreciates your service.
You're gonna die.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Shake my hand while you still have the motor skills to do so.
Should just give him his purple heart now.
The soccer mom.
No! Don't hurt the soccer mom.
Kids, not cuts. Okay?
Oh, I want to yell at someone in the face. Her boyfriend!
Oh my god!
Jesse!
You found my boyfriend.
Oh, I love Helena and Donnie.
We work on classified science.
Then why would you bring a guest?
Yeah.
You know that? She told me she was going to open my veins and let me bleed out in my bath.
She's like, wait, you did what?
A little more serious than I realized.
I have, like, no clue who you really are, do I?
No.
Or what?
Yeah. Delphine, what are you doing?
She's packing.
Ugh.
And you can toil under my how's that?
No.
No.
Not how it's going to work.
She's not into guys.
I think she used to be.
Yeah.
Oh, you're getting trouble now.
Why not try some local color?
Ha.
Oh, he didn't even know.
Delphine's like, what are you guys talking about?
Oh, it's so necessary for me to look like a bloody fool.
That was just a
It
plus.
was for fun to put you in that suit.
S will burn you.
S will just incinerate you.
She's kind of more like their mother.
Yeah.
It's a generational thing.
Sarah, this time, follow my lead.
Oh no, he's gonna get
He's gonna
hurt.
get hurt, I know. You actually knocked the door down, Felix? Good for you.
It worked.
She has a baseball bat.
If her mom gets out of hand, she has to take control.
Sulfuric acid.
Oh my
jeez.
gosh. She's gonna just look under the eye patch and be like, this ain't Rachel.
Unless they poke that girl's eye out.
She's probably gonna go for her old techniques and just jam a thumb in there and be like, this eye is solid.
Oh crap.
Oh, you know the nail polish.
Rachel would never have nails like
It's the
that.
same ones that, because she already figured her manicure. She knows what her nails are.
Oh,
Dude, slap reaction. Oh.
Family doctor!
Krista?
Oh my gosh. I love it.
Oh my crazy. Okay, you're fine. No, I'm not fine. Why do weird things keep happening?
I love her. She has to join the group.
I know, I want her to be part of Clown Club. I want a bionic eye even though I have 2 healthy eyes.
Where the crap is she?
Yeah.
Where am I?
That's what I asked. Your mom is girl from here down.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
Yes, much more.
Much Molly. She's so cute.
I love you, Helena. She's gonna bite you.
She's a virgin?
Yeah? Apparently.
I have waited a long time for this.
Oh!
Please don't let him die.
They're gonna kill him. They're gonna kill him dead. That was so chill bumpy sweet.
Okay, 5 minutes max to kiss babies.
Rudy, get out of there.
Okay, everyone on the bus.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, that's...
Not good.
She's gonna fill the tank.
Well, she's got to get the tub ready in case she needs to just push her in.
We know what we're doing.
Really? They need to bring that bus to Comic-Con.
Oh my gosh, I bet they do.
That'd be awesome.
What?
You gotta sell the story. Punch him in the face again. Mark's a good guy.
Why is she driving?
It'll be easier to kill him when he can't use his hands. Helena's gonna be waiting for you.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think. You will be sorry when I slice your bicep.
Oh,
Yes! I need to get good at kicking duct tape.
whoever thought that would be a weapon?
Duct tape can do anything. It's Mark.
She's on her way.
Good job. I love how they could have just given Helena a gun, but they're like, let's make it cool.
I know, I was thinking the same thing.
Oh. Yes!
Oh.
I love her, like, scary Helena theme that always plays when she stabs someone.
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome.
Owie. Whoa.
Dude.
Yeah, you think, lady?
Ferdinand. Just stab him in the head, put him out of his misery.
When I was 9, I was made to shoot puppy.
Helena is so awesome.
A little piece of me.
Oh.
All I had left of my foul life to give.
Corrupted his wife.
She's probably in hiding too. I figured she probably wasn't dead. She gonna mess you up.
Turn on the screen.
Why do they have this weird movie viewing room?
Where am I?
It is like a Saw movie.
Who's keeping me here?
Yep.
Illusion.
Yep.
We're back to that.
Cure is the science. No, I don't know. Something.
You're finished.
Why are he twitching? Why is his face twitching?
He just bit the thing so he can kill himself. Cyanide. Oh, not!
Something's happening. They're gonna kill Delphine! They kill Delphine. He's trying to spit it in her mouth! Close your mouth, Delphine!
What the crap is that?
He tried to spit a pill in her mouth and she's like, I'm gonna shoot you
That's
dead.
a lie. That's not a pill. It's moving.
What is it?
I told
No.
you. Oh, crap!
Where is this show going? What is
I
happening?
think they're aliens.
Aliens? What? Oh, God.
Don't let it spit in her face. Don't let it jump in her mouth.
Sarah, you cannot give the genetic material to Ferdinand.
Such a flashback to don't sign the contract, they own us. His flunky's in on it, he's gonna kill her. This Lurch character has gotta be on Nealon.
No, he is.
He is going to hit you with a bat.
Bye.
Oh. You just took Lurch out.
Whoa.
We're everywhere.
I knew it. Like ticks, you never know when you've got one on you. Can't very well hand over your precious genetic material now, can we?
Ferdinand's a good guy.
We're BFFs. Jeez, Louise.
This took a turn.
Oh my
What?
Oh my god. Oh my gosh.
They did it. They did the round table clone thing.
Oh my gosh.
The clone Thanksgiving dinner that they joked about.
I beat Marcy Coates by 56.
Duck, what's up? Who says crime doesn't pay?
Oh.
Shay?
Is Delphine really thinking she's gonna die? They're gonna kill her.
I don't know. 3, 2, 4, B21.
To Beth.
Oh.
To Beth.
To Beth.
To Beth.
They're toasting.
Who's mine next, huh? Who's gone?
For protecting us. For making us feel normal.
Something horrible's gonna happen. Here's the call.
What's it called, Helena?
Bucka cake.
Bucket cake.
Ethnic cake.
Tell her about the worm.
I know why you did everything you did.
You don't know everything.
Everything.
Delphine, what's gonna happen to you? Watch a car blow up.
I was thinking the same thing.
Don't get in the car, it's gonna blow up.
Yeah, they're gonna kill her.
Who's behind you, Delphine?
Nice shoes to die in.
Yeah, great shoes to die in.
What happened to her?
No!
Well, she didn't get shot in the face, so that always means you could survive in Orphan Black. Also, there was camera shadow on her neck, and I didn't want to mention it, but I saw it. Who is it?
They didn't show us.
Little girl clone? You with what's her face?
What's her face?
She said you're gonna be my new mom.
What?
Professor Duncan?
I knew she wasn't dead, but...
Welcome home.
Oh my gosh.
But what happened to the other chick?
I don't know. This is just too much.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Camera shadow on her face again, I saw it.
Why do they keep doing that?
Oh crap.
Sometimes it does that, it goes crazy.
Oh crap, I wound way too far. Oh, Delphine's gonna get shot again. Seriously, where do they get all their money to go on these trips?
Where's Cal?
They couldn't bring him back for this episode, $10. He's in the trailer.
Yeah, Kira's just out on the iceberg by herself.
By herself.
That was it?
I thought we were like, wait, there's not more?
They did the freaking table scene.
I don't even know how to recap this.
They could have had 3 more episodes with just the bits that they gave us and made them into long episodes.
Then how did they put that much information in the space of 1 hour?
Yeah.
We recorded it and watched it late, so it's 3 a.m. right now. So I'm like, my brain already hurts, and it's because of the show, and the sleepiness. So let's try and figure this out. Okay, so the episode opens, and Rachel wakes up in some weird, fancy bedroom, though.
With a very Saw-like creepiness.
It was creepy. It felt like this is your first of many tests kind of thing. Over the headboard is like symbols of like Duncan's secret language thing. And then she gets in her little, putt-putt wheelchair and goes over and pulls up a mirror and is like, whoa, I'm a cyborg.
Basically.
Eyeball.
What else did they do to her? Oof. Ooh.
I know, like, it's probably not just to make her see.
She's got one of them worms in her.
What is the worm? So Art apparently somehow secured them a warehousey place for Scott to build this little, like, clean room.
Yeah.
And
for all the science.
All the science has to be clean. They bring in Siobhan's mother in a funny little suit.
A bunny suit.
It was a bunny suit.
Like,
they didn't need it. Bunny suit is a hazmat suit. She wasn't dressed like a rabbit.
Yeah.
And then Mrs. S is doing the whole, I'm gonna burn you in a chemical bath. You be
She didn't just say it. She had a bath, and she had the jugs, and she put an apron on.
That was serious.
She was serious. And she had the mask, and she was pouring some of them at one point.
Well, you have to make sure the bath's ready at a moment's notice to just push your mom in.
There's some family issues there. You think you have a weird mom.
For sure. But then she's like, I ain't gonna give you any of my genetics. Y'all, you pip cheerio, crocky is a lot.
Angry old lady.
Roy, that's British talk.
It has a very hard to understand accent.
She's got a thick accent, and it's angry. Yeah, so they're trying to just keep the mom locked up there, get the science-y stuff out of her to help Lita, but keep her away from Castor.
Right. Or Castor away from her.
Both.
Felix really stepped up. He was really being like...
He took control.
Yeah, he did. And he's still wearing eyeliner.
You can do both. Meanwhile, Rudy is having some head problems. Glitches. But Virginia finds out that Sarah has the Castor original, and she's like, you go find it.
They're in an official government building, and we've got some director, which I'm sure is going to come
into play, if we haven't already met them.
True.
So to find the Castor clone, they're like, we don't even know where any of Sarah's people are, but we do know of one. She wants to be school trustee.
She's got a megaphone in the parking lot.
She's very obvious.
Very vocal.
It's like the universe doesn't want Allison to have a life that's smooth in any way. And then it seems awfully convenient, but I think they just wanted to bring
It
the
was
actor
just-
back. But Donnie's like, I got a surprise for you, Helena. And it's Jesse.
What if it was the wrong Jesse's towing?
I was expecting for sure to be like a black guy coming out of that car. And she's like, that is not
That's not my Jesse.
That is not my Jesse.
That's not my boyfriend. That was adorable. And we do learn some very, very touching things about Helena in this episode, which I love.
Yeah.
But hurt my heart. But she's pure. She
grew up pure in convent in Ukraine.
And she has a science baby in her, but he's going to be her first.
Yeah.
But she has to, but then
She got stuff to do first.
And he was cool with it.
He's like, okay, you go take care of your sisters.
Oh.
Casima goes to Shay's and is like, hey, sorry, I don't think you're a spy anymore.
Whoops.
Sorry. And she's like, you didn't know Delphine tried to stage my suicide for me. She's like, I did not know that.
I didn't know how serious it actually was.
Apparently Delphine's down to business. She's like, well, tell me about your military stuff. And she's like, we met on a lesbian dating app. I wasn't going to bring that up. And then she's like, well, why don't you tell me about your life? And Casima's like, I can't. Classified.
Yeah, but you could come visit, but you can't. That was the
You can
dumbest
come
thing.
visit my lab, but I can't tell you what it is I do.
It's so important that you might get stabbed in your bathtub.
You really should tell someone. She's like, don't, I'm going to invite you to work, but they might kill you.
Later, because
You say that
reasons.
before you get them their visitor pass. And then Shay's like, just leave. Just leave. So then Casima's like, fine, you're being unreasonable. So Delphine's in her office and she's like, I'm gonna put a gun in my waistband. And then Ferdinand comes in and he's like, hey, look at me, I can try and threaten you. And she's like, you have no grounds to threaten me. But, he doesn't really outwardly threaten anyone. He kind of is just vague about things. Sarah walks out and she's like, hey. And he's like, hey, I saw you. You were locked up. And she's like, I was totally Rachel. You're stupid. So then they kind of make a deal and they're like, hey, Topside can get Lita's genome thing, but I want you to just kill off the Castors for me.
Because they're bad.
They're bad. And then she's like, if you, go back on this, I'm just going to kill the original. And they're like, well, that will kill your sisters. And she's like, psh, I'm immune.
And we've seen already that Rudy is already really glitching out, so they're almost gone anyway.
Yeah.
See, now I thought that they would be more of a mother type of a thing, but they were saying the older sister.
Well, it's true. I mean,
know, but it just seems like she's like...
Why? Because she old? She have to be
She
their
should
mother?
be their grandmother for the age.
That's ageist.
She's
It's a
old.
word, right? Anyway, so what had happened was, Casima shows up to get some of the blood from the original, and she's like, I don't want you touching me.
She's a mean old lady.
She's crotchety.
She's crotchety. Casima disarmed her with charm.
Yeah, she was very pleasant.
Called her like an older sister. And I'm thinking, you're being generous. She's a mean old grandma lady.
Okay, Mom. Mean and grandma don't go hand in hand, but I think maybe it does.
I can do that.
Yeah, I can say it. That's my word, because I'm a grandma. But yeah, so then she's nice, and then the chick's like, alright, you can have some of my blood.
Gives her the arm.
Felix and Sarah are in some hotel, but that Art's on the phone and he's like, okay, I know that Mark and Gracie are there, they're under assumed names, but here's their room number. And Felix is like, step aside.
Just took control.
And I, for a second, thought they were going to kill Felix.
Because he really stepped up. It's like, oh dang, this is going to go bad.
The first time he's like, I got this, I'm like, he's going to die. He kicked a door in.
And it surprised him as well as us. But
I was impressed.
He goes, oh, that worked. I loved it.
Gracie and Mark want to spend the last few months he has to live together. But
didn't he make her sick?
Yeah. Is it a one-time thing now? Because she got sick and the sickness sterilized her. But it seems like each time you introduce mutated proteins into their system, it would get them sick each time, because it said that it causes the ovaries to atrophy. So it's once her ovaries are dead, they can just keep sleeping together and not get her sick. It seems like it would still have a negative effect.
Yeah.
Sarah ends up appealing to Mark's better nature, and she's like, we could stop Virginia Cody, just you gotta let us know what she's doing. And then it cuts back to Mrs. S holding the baseball bat and threatening her mom some more, and actively filling up the bathtub with acid. Okay, and then Delphine goes to visit Rachel, and Nealon steps out of the room because she's like, we're gonna need to transfer Rachel to a secure area, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna go do that. But then she's looking at Rachel and sees her nail polish, and she's like, that's the nail polish of that one clone that did my manicure. And then she's getting really close, and for some reason she wakes up and just gets backhanded in the face. It was hilarious.
It's not hilarious when it happens to you.
That's how I wake up. Yeah, and then she's like, oh my gosh, this is Crystal. And Crystal's like, I'm blind!
And it was adorable. I love that character. I just love Crystal.
I really want Crystal to be part of Clone Club.
I really do.
Like, bring her into the fold.
Why do things keep happening to me? I think that Finch is extinct. That's where Darwin did all of his work.
I know. And then Helena's sitting in Allison's garage in Jesse's tow truck. And like before, when she told him about her life, she just made most of it up or claimed other experiences were hers.
From the clones, yeah.
But then she just tells him the truth, and it just sounds like she's making more crap up.
But he loves it. He's
like, this crazy girl's fun.
What did he say? You had me at making soap?
Yeah. So then she's like, let's make babies. And he's like, sure. And then she's like, I already got a science one in me. And then she gets a text, and she's like, oh, my sisters need me. And he's like, okay, I'll be here.
He's a good guy.
No, wait. At the election place, Allison's getting ready to leave, and Rudy's following her. And then you find out, Allison knows that that's happening, so she leads him to her house. And then back at that secure warehousey thing, Mark's there with them now. And he's like, do it! And Sarah just starts punching him to get his face all bloody. So Rudy follows Allison into her house, but he finds Helena, who's like duct taping a knife to one hand and a screwdriver to the other. And then she's like, here's some duct tape, because I assume you want to also tape weapons into your hand. And he's like, I don't need it. And she's like, okay. And then she just drops and kicks it right into his face.
So many uses for duct tape.
It's amazing. And she told him, she was like, I'm going to cut your bicep. And then she does. And then Virginia Cody chick, she's riding in a car, and she gets a FaceTime from Rudy. Which is just Mark with the bloodied up face to hide that he doesn't have the scars. And he's like, hey Mom, I followed Helena and she led me to the original. Look, here she is. And he shows, the actual original chick. And he's like, I'm going to give you the location. Come meet me here. They could have just put makeup on him. They didn't really have to beat the crap out of his face.
I know.
While Rudy's fighting Helena, he's really starting to glitch out a lot. And then he kind of just falls on his face.
Well, after the screwdriver went
Well, she put a screwdriver through him, but that's not fall on your face worthy.
Well, maybe not for
him, and not for me. And then Virginia's going to the location that Rudy sent her. She gets to this empty lot, and Ferdinand shoots her driver and then gets in the car with her. And so while Rudy's flat on his face in the garage, Helena goes up, and it was so sweet.
It was very touching.
She lays face to face with him,
and she's stroking him,
and they talk about their childhood, and
which is horrific.
Both of them are messed up, but it was sweet and sad and tragic and hilarious.
They wouldn't even have to be clones to get as messed up as they were with the
upbringing.
The little military boys, they were kept in barracks and stuff. Yeah. And they all slept to get the control. That's not cool.
That's sad. And Helena had to kill a puppy. So then when they have a moment, Mrs. S, Sarah, and, Mrs. S's mom are all sitting down to talk. Apparently 6 years after Duncan first took the DNA from S's mom, he came back and told her what he did.
That they corrupted his wife, and that was the key right there.
Oh, yeah, that Neolution was a thing, and it corrupted the work and his wife, and I was like,
Didn't kill her. I already knew that.
I already knew that. I knew they were both alive.
Yeah. I thought that Virginia was her for a while there.
Yeah, me too, yeah. Yeah, because she knew how to hide people, and Duncan knew that there was a clone missing, in the system. She led Duncan to getting Sarah to Mrs. S, because she knew Mrs. S was, cool rebel and could hide people. Yeah. And then this scene...
Then it gets weird.
Then it gets
No, it gets... This show is sci-fi.
This show is hard science in an extreme way, but then it gets weird.
Something weird happened. I don't know what it was.
So, Delphine's confronting Dr. Nealon on being an illusionist, which you should have seen coming. I just said that, and I'm like, Nealon the illusionist. I should have saw that coming. He's just sitting there oh yeah, there's tons of us. We're in every branch. We pretty much have been orchestrating the whole thing.
He's real smug.
Yeah, you got to look at that smug face.
I was just
it's paused on the screen. I see it.
It's smug.
I don't like it. They're in that room with that big monitor, the one that Rachel's dad killed himself in.
That's what I think it is, yeah.
Yeah, it's the same one. He's check the monitor, and he sees that, Rachel is in some room asking where she is, and he's like, we're in control of all of it. And at the same time that's going on, Ferdinand and his little, like, lurch type flunky dude.
Yeah, he's not little. He's a big old
he's almost like the Slenderman if he didn't have features on his face. Alarming. They get to, like, the secure warehouse thing with the original, and they're gonna go get some DNA to hold up that end of the bargain. So Nealon's like, Topside doesn't even know, but they're gonna deliver the original genome to us, like, right now. And then at that time, Ferdinand's flunky dude is, like, getting ready to take the blood out of the original. But then Nealon's like, you can have a job if you want.
We have a place for you.
And she's like, I don't want a job, you're finished. And then he's like,
I thought he was committing suicide with biting a capsule, because he did it and he twitched.
Yeah, which is like, it would be funny. I mean, not funny, but horrible, because they're in the same room that Rachel's dad did it in.
Go, oh, he committed suicide, just like Rachel's dad, but different. But
then it got weird.
There was some blood.
Which, weird.
I thought he bit himself.
You bite your tongue? And then he lunges on Delphine.
Crazy.
Like sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
About aliens or something. He lunges on her, he's choking her so she has to, like, open her mouth. And then he's like leaning over. I thought it was like a pill that he was moving with his tongue. Mm-hmm. And Mom's like, no,
it's a worm.
That's a worm. That's a worm. I wanted to puke at my TV. He's trying to get a worm in her mouth, and she shoots him, which is like,
thank goodness she's
waistband guns. Every lady should have one.
Second Amendment, ladies.
Yeah, rocket. So he falls down, and he's got a worm in his mouth.
Duh.
But you start to realize Nealicious are everywhere, because during that whole interaction of, like, him trying to spit in her mouth, the guards are even gone. I'm not even gonna watch this. I can't deal.
Oh, gosh.
It looks like a zombie movie.
It went back in.
Yeah. And then the worm thing goes back in his mouth. It made a little clicky sound. And then he said that she wouldn't even live till morning. And she's like, oh my.
And she believes him.
Well, because he had a worm in his mouth. I believe anything a man with a worm in his mouth said to me. And then Delphine gets on the phone with Sarah, and it was totally like flashback to season 1 ending when Casima's like, don't sign it, they patented us. And Delphine's like, don't give them the blood, they're playing us.
Yeah.
And then Ferdinand, who I'm like, I don't even know if I like this guy, is he like good or bad? He's like, wait, Nealicious? I hate them.
I'm not one of them.
And he's like swinging his bat, and I'm like, is he good and gonna like...
Who's he gonna hit with that
Who's
thing?
he gonna hit with the bat, basically? And then, bam, right on Lurch's head, and he starts just pummeling the dude, and he's like, you're a Nealicious, I don't like you.
And then it's just like he's so very neat and tidy, and so...
He's like, I gotta clean up.
Toddle along, everyone, it's gonna be messy.
Ew.
And he drags him over into Mrs. S's,
waiting bath.
Waiting bath of acid.
As soon as he, like, hits that Lurchish dude with the bat, the guy's like, we're everywhere. And then Ferdinand just, like, looks like he's got a bug on him. He's just like, oh, I hate Nealicious.
They're like ticks. They're all over the place.
Oh.
You never when you're going to have one on you or whatever. So they're out there.
And then they do the thing.
They did the thing.
The thing that they joked about. Because after the clone dance party, they're like, how are we going to top that? And what other thing could we do?
Thanksgiving dinner?
Perhaps. As a joke. And then everyone's like, you have to do that now.
We want to see that.
And so they did the thing. It wasn't Thanksgiving,
but it was.
But they were all at a table,
and they were thankful.
All of them were.
They did a toast with all the clones at the. How do you do that?
Magic and patience. And then Allison gets a call, and she beat Marcy, which no one even cared about that storyline. All the fun was just the battle between her and Marcy, and everyone's like, she won.
No.
Yay. Then they all kind of just toast each other, and they're like, to Beth, and blah, blah, and it didn't really matter. All that mattered is they were having a dinner party. Delphine goes to Shay's and is like, Shay, sorry about the whole attempted murder staged as your suicide thing. And Shay's like, not forgiven. But then she's like, look, okay, you and Casima are all right together, so, give her my card and tell her that,
Tell you everything.
She can tell you whatever you want to know. Which is probably just an act of desperation because she thinks she's going to die.
You can tell that she's tying up loose ends for her life almost. She's got a weird little sense about, like, I'm not going to live till morning, so...
Because I was promised such.
A really scary guy with a worm told me. So it must be true.
Okay. Delphine gives Casima a call when she's at the dinner party and she steps outside to meet her. Delphine's kind of like just saying goodbye. She doesn't really say anything else, but Casima apologizes for, like, putting her in tough situations and then being mad at her for making tough choices. And then Delphine just leans in and kisses her because she's like, I'm gonna die now.
We all know she's gonna die.
Oh, yeah. And then Delphine's going through a parking garage, which is like, if you're on a TV show, that's the place you go to get shot.
I like, she made an appointment with the killer. I mean, come on. In a movie, you don't go to a parking garage.
And when someone's like, hey, you're gonna live till morning, don't go to a quarry, a pet cemetery, or a parking garage. You're gonna be killed. She turns around, clearly knows who it is, but we, the audience, don't get to see who it is, and she asks what's gonna happen to her. Then she gets torso shot, and that's important, because if you ever get torso shot in a show, you're gonna live. It's pretty much just what's gonna happen. Headshot, dead. Torso shot, you usually always live on a show. Plus, they're not gonna kill Delphine.
I think they might. I think they're gonna put a worm in her. They're going to make her one of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. They're going to do something.
She comes back, she ain't going to be Delphine.
I think they're gonna corrupt her as they corrupted Rachel's mom. Delphine's gonna come back, seemingly okay.
That phrase corrupted means something. It means something creepy.
It's corrupted genetic sequences in spiritual sense is usually something evil.
Evil.
It's something serpent-like. And they even make the thing of saying, well, in lizards they regrow tails. And she goes, Kira's not a lizard. If you wanted to go with that, serpent-like. It's corrupted genetic material. And in a genetic sense, you're altering them, which is what they've done to the clones. In a moral sense, you're altering them, which is they've done to convert blood Neolution. And in a spiritual sense, they've altered them somehow to make them evil. Rachel's in her creepy, secluded room, and then in walks that clone child with the leg brace, Charlotte. And she's like, well, do you know where I am? And the little girl's like, no. And she's like, what are we doing here? And they're like, she said you're going to be my new mom. And she's like, wait, who? First question asked, where is her mother?
Yeah, and because she was like, you're going to be my new mom. And she goes, who said you're going to be my new mom? And she says,
Mrs. Duncan. Of course, her mother's not dead. But also, her mother's corrupted by a Neolution, so who knows what's going to happen to Rachel.
And she recognized her mom.
Yeah, and her mom walks in and does that creepy welcome home thing, and you're like, that's very open-ended. And then finally, you see Kira running across some frozen tundra.
It literally was a tundra.
It was a tundra. And I don't know what that word means on its own, but when you say frozen tundra, it invokes an image. And then Mrs. S and Sarah and Mrs. S's mom all are on these awesome snowmobiles. And they roll up, and then Sarah goes to hug Kira. Mrs. S is just looking on with her mom.
Smiling.
And they're just going to leave her mom there. They're like, you live in the snow now. And
they're on an ice floe in this push. Sarah was going to introduce Kira to someone very special, but she said
she just wants to look at her for a while.
Nuts.
And then the season ended.
And then we screamed because...
Yeah, it was odd. Because you can't just go like at a 10 the whole time and then take it down to like a 3 and then credits. I'm confused. Crazy.
Yeah, when I saw the snowmobiles, I thought we were having more action. I thought someone was flying.
I
thought someone was going to kidnap Kira.
That would have been entertaining. Crazy lot of information. But if we forgot anything, if you want to talk about anything, put the comment. Don't forget to do things, rate, comment, subscribe. See you next season. Good Lord.
Oh, man.
Long time.
We got Comic-Con to look forward to.
Next stop, Comic-Con. We have something to do in the meantime. See you guys later. Until next time.